David is heading down to his closest fast food restaurant. His stomach growls and he sniffs his shirt. To his own displeasure, he isn't happy with the scent. Near the entrance of the fast food restaurant, a child has fallen and hurt his leg. Scared and alone, he cries for help, but his mother is still using the restroom inside. David scoffs as he walks past the child, thinking to himself, "Not my problem." David gets his food, walks home without a second thought of the young boy's well being. Do you have any of these problems? Too much fast food, consistent negative thoughts, lack of motivation? If so, this video will help you better understand what needs to change. So, what are we to make of David? Rude, mean, maybe even evil? Actually, what we think of as evil, rude, or mean is all the root of one common issue. But before we get into that, let's look at Liam. Liam is walking down the street on his way to get some coffee. He sees an older man using a cane to help him keep his balance, but the cane gets caught on one of the prongs of a thin metal black fence, and the cane falls to the ground. Liam quickly gets to the older man and picks up his cane for him. Once the cane is returned to the older man, Liam heads back on his way to the coffee shop to read from his favorite book. Liam writes notes of the valuable information as to not forget it. Liam seems kind, helpful, and productive, doesn't he? Well, this is actually due to the opposite of what David's problems are. David's actions come from a misunderstanding of the importance of community, health, and the well-being of yourself as well as others around you. In other words, David is ignorant, and so Liam's actions must be the opposite of ignorant, which would be wisdom. Liam had the wisdom to understand that helping the old man get his cane back would not just benefit the old man, but also himself. But how would getting the old man his cane back help Liam? In doing so, Liam retains his morality, his self-respect, and he betters his community. While on the other hand, David is selling his self-respect and dignity, and he's doing all this for the sole purpose of self-indulgence and to be able to relax and just chill, do whatever he wants. The thing is, because Liam understands these things, Liam will probably have a healthy and fulfilled life, while David's going to have to suffer through kind of like a miserable experience. And so what David needs to do is he needs to learn how to better himself as well as improve his actions and thoughts. He can do this by reading books about bettering himself and the community around him, or he can maybe look for some kind of purpose. But the most important thing that I believe David could do is he could learn virtue. And not just learn virtue, but also practice virtue. There are 4 main values of virtue according to the ancient Stoics. And these values, when practiced together and not one without the other, because it doesn't work like that, will give you everything you need to live a life of meaning and success. And I'll be making 4 videos on this. One for each of the virtues because splitting them up is going to make it easier for everyone to understand, and also because I can put more information to each one instead of jumbling them all into one video and kind of like having to skip through some stuff. So if you think Stoicism is interesting, please share it with me by writing down your favorite Stoic philosopher in the comments. The first of the 4 virtues is wisdom. To be wise is to not just know, but to also understand. To understand the importance of community, the importance of health, and even the importance of understanding itself. You might know that you have to get up and get out of bed in the morning, but if you truly understand it, there's no possible chance that you're not getting out of that bed. Wisdom is more than just kind of knowing. You have to understand and take action, and you have to do it for the sake of virtue. You can't be wise without taking action, and so you can't be virtuous without taking action. As the Emperor Marcus Aurelius said, you can also commit injustice by doing nothing. Another Stoic philosopher you may know, Epictetus, speaks on this subject in his discourses. A thief had stolen his lamp, and this is what he had to say. He acquired the lamp at a price. He became a thief for its sake. For its sake, he lost the ability to be trusted. For a lamp, he became a brute, and he imagined that he came out ahead. What Epictetus means by this is, yes, he took my lamp, but at a cost much greater than the cost of the lamp. He lost his integrity. You could buy a new lamp, you can't buy new integrity. And what exactly is it that kept Epictetus from becoming angry? Well, wisdom. The wisdom to understand the truth of the matter and to not be ruled by something as unreasonable as anger. Because what use is anger? And so to have the understanding that being angry is useless when you could instead think rationally would also be wisdom. Just as understanding that the thief paid with his morality for a piece of metal and a knob of glass is also wisdom. So who do you want to be, wise Liam or ignorant David? If Stoic philosophy and self-help is something that interests you, I'll be doing a lot more of that on this channel, so be sure to subscribe if you want more of that content. And so, what was David's expenses for all those ignorant acts? And what is wisdom? I think you can answer that for yourself now, which means I should probably have the wisdom to start on the next of the 4 values of virtue, courage. If the video is already up, it should be right here, and if it's not, then I just look crazy.